said that him and Jordan Love, no, sorry. So Emmanuel Acho said that Justin Herbert and Jordan Love are the same type of player. He says that Justin Herbert is not as good as Jordan Love on making off platform throws. But he also says that Jordan Love is he has fallen short of being an elite player because I can't remember all the things he stated. I would have to go back and look at it. But he pretty much says that Jordan Love has benefited from having a great offensive minded coach, and he has, and Matt LaFleur. But he brings up how Justin Herbert is it's almost like he like downgrades Justin Herbert by comparing him to Jordan Love when he just had a take on how Jordan Love is not an elite player. Is not as great as a player as his head coach thinks he is. And this is one of the things that irritates me about Emmanuel Acho is that Acho doesn't know he doesn't know quarterbacks. And he definitely doesn't know quarterbacks when he comes to talking about Justin Herbert because he brings up some of the most ridiculous ideas of why he doesn't think Justin Herbert is an elite top 5 player quarterback. He says that Justin Herbert is not more talented than Jordan Love. They are the same guy, they're the same player, they're the same quarterback. I don't know how in the hell Justin Herbert is not more talented than Jordan Love. I never really thought Jordan Love was a talented quarterback. I've always thought he was a good quarterback, but talented, like a guy like Justin Herbert's. And then he goes and says that the only difference between him and Justin Herbert, Jordan Love and Justin Herbert, is that Justin Herbert is 6'6". Justin Herbert is a 6'6" white boy. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? This is like, and I keep saying how I think that Acho is a really great analyst, but when he does these takes every now and then, they're they're asinine. They're ridiculous because it's like, bro, are you really watching? You're not watching tape. If you think that the only difference between Justin Herbert and Jordan Love is that Justin Herbert is 6'6", and they are the same quarterback, you are not watching tape like you try to make it seem like. You're lying to your fans. You're lying to your subscribers. And I go and I look at the comments and I read the comments and I can see that your subscribers are calling you out, telling you how stupid you sound. Because anybody who watches football, you don't even have to watch film. Anyone who watches football, they know that there is a huge gap between Justin Herbert and Jordan Love. A huge gap. Even Green Bay Packer fans will even tell you that there is a huge gap between Jordan Love and Justin Herbert. And just for the sake of it, I'm going to go on my laptop and I'm going to pull up specifically what he said. I can't do it on my phone, so I'm going to go on my laptop and find it. Actually, maybe I could. I wonder if I can screen share on my phone. Let me see. It doesn't matter. I'll find that out later, but I'm gonna go on YouTube, and I'm gonna play the video of what Acho was saying, and I'm gonna try to turn it up so maybe y'all can hear it. But let's see. But as I'm pulling this up, I'm gonna keep talking about this because I think you all know, if you all know Emmanuel Acho, you know that he made a living off disrespecting Justin Herbert. You know, he made a live he pretty much made his career on saying that Justin Herbert is a social media quarterback. You know, and you can't say things like that and then try to make it seem like you're a student of the game. You just can't. Because if you actually watch his tape, watch how Justin Herbert plays the game, you know that he is actually an elite quarterback. He is an elite passer. And I've been saying this since Justin Herbert's been in the league. Tom Brady called a Chargers game last year, and Tom Brady said out of his own mouth that that Justin Herbert is the best passer in the entire NFL. That's what Tom Brady said. I'm going to say that again. Tom Brady last season when he was calling a Chargers game, Justin Herbert is the best passer in the NFL. And I think he also was saying that if they're blocking for him, he is the best passer in the NFL. But regardless, he said Justin Herbert is the best passer in the NFL. That's what Tom Brady said. So who the hell is any other analyst, somebody like Acho, who has not had a good career in football at all, and he's trying to make himself trying to make a name out of himself in the media career, but I don't think he's going to get very far by him trying to rage bait people, trying to get clicks, by him taking over YouTube accounts that already has millions of subscribers. I just don't see Acho going that far if he's not going to be consistent and honest and authentic with his takes, because I don't even think he even believes the bull crap that comes out of his mouth when it comes to quarterbacks and it comes to Justin Herbert. Because here's the thing, Shady has been checking him on that. Like when Shady first started getting on Speak for Yourself, that's when him and Nacho and Chase Daniel, Joy Taylor, and James Jones was all on there. Pretty entertaining show, but then you all know that they called it off, and and Shady was, when you guys go back, Shady was actually very, very, very big on Herbert. But as time went on, I think Acho's taste got to Shady, and I think Shady, and same for James Jones, and and they started kind of buying into Acho's dumbass takes, like, because Acho would cherry pick flaws in Justin Herbert's games, and he would try to put them on tape, and then try to use that as his argument why how Justin Herbert always comes up short in all of his in some of the in random games that the Chargers would lose. And then Acho would try to make it seem like it was like all of Justin Herbert's fault. He would overlook everything and just put it all on Justin Herbert. And the funny thing about it is that Acho, for the same thing that Acho will knock Herbert for, he will pretty much use that as an excuse for other quarterbacks that he favors. So this is like the bull crap in Acho. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that Acho actually is a really good analyst, but when he starts to talking about quarterbacks, when he starts talking about Herbert, he loses me. He starts looking very unauthentic in his takes, and he's probably doing this because he's probably riding with this because when he had these takes on Justin Herbert, that was his career. That's what really blossomed his career. People started attacking him for his nonsense, and I think he's just still riding the wave with it. And it's just like, now it's like, bro, it's like, it's obvious, And I'm just gonna play this. So like, it was, let me see how long. 15 minutes. I'm gonna go over it, but I'm gonna skip through. But let's see. But I don't know if I can. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but what I'm gonna do is, when he says something because I don't know if I want to miss anything that he says on this take, I'm just gonna pause and I'm gonna talk about it. I was like, he is that good. 6'3", mobile, can throw from every arm angle, can throw from every platform, can stand in the pocket and deliver just about every throw. Leader of men, off the field, has his whole life in order. But he just hasn't taken the next step. And then the last 2 years, random injuries that he misses a couple games for, and then he has to figure out how to play through and how to fight through, and then I think it makes some of his performance deteriorate. Jordan Love hasn't taken the Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Matthew Stafford type of step, and there's really no excuse for it because his offensive coordinator and offensive mind has been brilliant, LaFleur. Right. So I agree with him on saying that. Like he's saying that but Jordan Love, I agree with everything he's saying about Jordan Love. My thing is like he deteriorates Justin Herbert by saying that him and Justin Jordan Love is the same. And Jordan Love's shortcomings is not the same result of why Justin Herbert came up short in the playoffs. Jordan Love, I don't think Jordan Love's problem was that he had a bad offensive line. He didn't have reliable wide receivers. He didn't have a reliable running game. He didn't have a reliable head coach. He didn't have a reliable play caller. Jordan Love has had everything given to him. He has had been put in way better situations than Justin Herbert. There is no argument that Jordan Love is put in a bad situation. The Green Bay Packers franchise, entire organization is not known for being a laughingstock of the league. They are known for being a great franchise, a winning franchise, for having generations of great quarterbacks. They are not known for that. The Chargers, on the other hand, are known for that. So right there just discredits Acho's takes. Like it just discredits what he's talking about, saying they're the same. He's like, oh, they're the same quarterback. They're the same quarterback. How can you say that? So that's what I'm saying. So he said, but now he's saying like Jordan Love has come up short. He is not taking the next step for as like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Mahomes. I agree, but why do we keep bringing up Lamar and Josh Allen and putting him in the same breath as Patrick Mahomes when we're talking about the quarterbacks, the successful quarterbacks collectively? And so guys like Acho, you praise quarterbacks based on wins and losses and based on Super Bowl wins. Why is Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow's names always comes up when we talk about when we were talking about the elite of the elite? When we're talking, if we're going to say that wins and losses is a quarterback stat, Super Bowl rings is a quarterback stat, which I don't agree with. But if you're going to say that, why is it that you always mention Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, and Patrick Mahomes all under the same breath? Neither of those guys has rings. Neither of those guys outside of Joe Burrow has even been to the Super Bowl. And Joe Burrow lost the Super Bowl. And Joe Burrow has not even been to the playoffs in the past 2-3 years. So again, there is the hypocrisy, the contradiction of his takes, because Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson has came up short a lot in the playoffs too. And especially Lamar Jackson hasn't played well in the playoffs. And some of Josh Allen's games that they've lost, it has been Josh Allen's fault. But a lot of people don't like blaming Josh Allen for anything. So we'll move on, Len. Let's move on.
But he is not a top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, Jordan Love definitely isn't top 5 quarterback.
If I was drafted,
it's not a top 5 talent either.
Just all 32 of them line up. Yeah, you're taking him over Patrick Mahomes? No. Taking him over Josh Allen? No. Taking him over Lamar Jackson? Probably.
Okay. I forgot that Acho said this dumb stuff. So he was just like, he's not taking him over he's not taking him over Patrick Mahomes. And then I think he was saying that, hold on, let me go back.
If I was drafted, quarterback. Yes.
If he was drafting quarterbacks.
All 32 of them lined up.
All 32 of them lined up.
Over Patrick Mahomes?
He's taking over Patrick Mahomes. He's not taking over Patrick Mahomes. He's not taking over Josh Allen.
Probably.
Okay. So he will probably take him over Lamar Jackson. I honestly don't know like where Acho gets does his homework, like how he does his homework, because I forgot like this video is really about Justin Herbert because I didn't like the Justin Herbert slander, but I forgot that he actually said that he would take him over Lamar Jackson. Like Justin Herbert is one of the most talented quarterbacks in the entire league. Everybody without a question is going to tell you how talented his arm is, how talented his skill set is as a quarterback, everything. But Lamar Jackson is obviously arguably the most talented quarterback to ever play in the NFL. And it's like common sense. Any analyst will say this about Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert. And an analyst who actually Justin Herbert, they will just say that Justin Herbert has done everything in the entire NFL, but be successful in the playoffs and get a ring. He has done everything in the regular season. Everything. He has broken all the records. He has had one of the most successful rookie seasons ever, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It goes on and on and on. But then so that's one thing. But then you go and make the bold statement of saying that he's he is more talented, or he's as just as talented as Lamar Jackson? Are you going to take him over Lamar Jackson? Like, I can't even make sense of that. Like, what was the reason of even thinking that? And so I'm just going to play this for real. Go back. Let's see.
Wait, hold on. You just talent. Just like this. On pure talent, you're taking Jordan Love over Lamar Jackson. You're just going talent. Because to me, I'm saying, like, Jordan Love is a better thrower of the football. And I think that if you can throw the ball better, you're more conducive to long-term success. Jordan Love is a wild talent. He's a wild talent.
Okay. The thing about Acho is that Acho, he has like a great ability to talk about things that makes absolutely no sense or make them sound plausible. But his statement about saying that he will take Jordan Love over Lamar Jackson, that's a pure talent, is that Jordan Love of being a passer of the ball is more talented than Lamar Jackson, so he will have more success in the league than Lamar Jackson, just all pure talent of throwing the ball. What are you talking about? So you think that just because Jordan Love, in your opinion, you think that Jordan Love is a better passer, is a more talented passer of the football as a quarterback than Lamar Jackson, that he's more talented than Lamar Jackson? That makes absolutely zero sense. That makes zero sense. Because one, if you actually was like, let's just say Jordan Love was more talented as passing the ball than Lamar Jackson, which he's not. But let's just say if he is, that still doesn't make him a more talented quarterback than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson has like an entire tool set of being a quarterback. Like everything that Lamar Jackson has, it overrides anything that Jordan Love has that's probably better than Lamar Jackson. Which Jordan Love doesn't do anything better than Lamar Jackson. He can't even stay healthy, and Jordan Love is not even a running quarterback like Lamar Jackson is. So like there is nowhere in Jordan Love's game that he is better. Nowhere. So that's what I'm saying. Like it makes me feel like Acho does not watch the game. Like he does not watch tape at all. Like on quarterback, at least on quarterbacks, he doesn't. Because the takes on QB, or maybe he does, but he doesn't understand it, and he tries to make it seem like he does. And his principles of a great quarterback are corrupted. They really are. Like I told you all before, I think a more productive way of evaluating quarterbacks is, what can this quarterback do with the minimal resources that's given to them? How great is a quarterback's responsibility? Because the more of the coach depending on the quarterback to go out there and produce, the more responsibility that the quarterback has. And the more the responsibility the quarterback has, the more they have to overcome those obstacles that they are facing as a quarterback game day in, Sunday out, game in, game out. That tells you that shows you how great and how great of a quarterback that player actually is, because they have more responsibilities, their coach is putting more on them, and they have more to overcome single-handedly. That's why I always keep saying like how great of a player Justin Herbert is, because he faces more adversity than any other quarterback has. Before John Harbaugh got there, he has had the worst situations because he didn't have a great coach, he didn't have a great play caller, he didn't have a great run game, he barely had reliable receivers, and if he did have reliable wide receivers, they were always hurt, and they didn't show up in the playoffs. He was always getting hit. He's always been getting hit since he's been in the league. What more do you guys want this guy to do? When he is fully healthy, they average at least going to the playoffs. And then when you get to the playoffs, it's a whole nother season. And then the competition is so much far greater. He has faced top defenses almost every single time he's been in the playoffs. So those top 5 defenses that he has faced, they're even great. Like those top 5 defenses that were like in regular season, they're even better when it comes to the postseason, the playoffs. Because again, teams are like, you're facing the elite of the elite. So who did he face? He faced the Texans, very violent, dangerous top 5 defense. He faced the Patriots, very top 5, very dangerous defense. Now he did face the Jaguars. That's it. That was something that wasn't a very violent, dangerous defense. But at the same time, he did what he had to do. He put up points on the board All his defense needed to do was have one stop and they could have won. Everybody is ignoring the defense. They're saying all Justin Herbert had to do was score. Well, all his the other on the flip side, all his defense had to do was stop the other team from scoring. So it's a yin yang. So you can't like just knock Justin Herbert for that. You know what I'm saying? I have seen that not every Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, they haven't played good in every single quarter of the game, and they don't. I don't recall them playing good in every single fourth quarter or third quarter or second half. But their team sometimes won games for them. Patrick Mahomes' last few Super Bowls, his defense won games for him. So I mean, it's crazy what the stuff that I should be saying.
40 touchdown, less than 5 interception seasons does Jordan Love have? And I'm not talking about stats. Now, that's fine. If you're saying Acho factor in the stats, of course you're taking Lamar Jackson. But I mean, I'm talking about talent.
It's not just stats, bro. Like Acho be saying the most reckless things. He's like, I'm not just talking about stats. If we're gonna talk about stats, and of course I'll take Lamar Jackson over Jordan Love. How can you watch Jordan Love's games and Lamar Jackson games and just say that Jordan Love is just more talented? That's just crazy. And I really don't want to get too much into the Lamar Jackson thing because I love Lamar Jackson, but he's not my favorite quarterback, and he's not my quarterback on my favorite team. And he doesn't get as much disrespect as Justin Herbert does. So this video was strictly based on Acho's ridiculous takes on Justin Herbert in this video on his podcast, but on the show, I guess you could say, because it's really a show to go live. But I think I mean, I don't know when he's going to stop about the Justin Herbert slander. You know what I'm saying? I mean, especially this year, now that we got Mike McDaniel and we have, some really good talent now on the offensive side of the ball, and it doesn't look like they're done. And I think we've signed David Njoku. Let me see. Did we get David Njoku? Because I know David Njoku came into LA, but I don't know if he signed with us. Yeah, he hasn't signed with the Chargers yet, but hopefully, yeah, he hasn't signed with us yet. Hopefully, he will sign with us. He probably is asking. Yeah, we'll just have to find out. He hasn't signed with us yet, so obviously there's just negotiations. He visited us. That's it. I think he's scheduled to visit some other teams. So we'll find out about the David Njoku thing. But I think this is the year that, I mean, every year, in my opinion, I think Justin Herbert plays very well. But this is the year that I just think that they are going to go deep into the playoffs, if not go to the Super Bowl. We are very deep. Very, very deep. I think that I would like to see Joe Ortiz really make a big splash. Get it like a real big name player. Just a blue chip guy anywhere, any position. Just get a blue chip guy, so we can really seal the deal. I would like a blue chip wide receiver or a blue chip offensive lineman or a blue chip defensive player, like blue chip pass rusher or something like that. I would like to see that, but we'll see. I trust what Joe Ortiz is going to do. I like his strategy, but I do hope that he doesn't get too rigid with his idea of signing guys and just trying to be cheap and just trying to just hoard all the money, So I think that I do like where the Chargers are at, though. I really do. So we'll see, man. I'll keep you all updated, and And I just wanted to just kind of get on Acho real quick about this, about his terrible takes on Justin Herbert, because I don't, obviously, if you all watch my videos, you know I don't like it, and you know I'm going to do everything. Every chance I get, if I see somebody disrespecting Herbert, I'm going to call him out. I'm going to call him out. I'm going to and I'm going to just and I'm going to prove him wrong, because Herbert is an elite quarterback. I say he is the best passer in the entire NFL. I honestly believe, really, I do believe at the bottom of my heart that he is the best quarterback in the entire NFL. I really do believe that. I honestly do. And I think that he will end up going to the Hall of Fame. I think he will go down to the Hall of Fame as one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever played the game, because he has that skill set. He has the talent. He has all the tangibles, and he really has the intangibles. Harbaugh is pushing is forcing that up out of him. He has the best coach to do it. He has Mike McDaniel now, so Mike McDaniel with Justin Herbert is going to be dangerous. Justin Herbert is the best quarterback that Mike McDaniel has ever had, and we see what Mike McDaniel can do with quarterbacks. We seen what John Harbaugh can do with quarterbacks. Outside of Andrew Luck, Justin Herbert is arguably the greatest quarterback that Jim Harbaugh has ever coached. So it's there now. It's there. It's there. And there never was excuses in the beginning, and there definitely aren't any excuses now. So, and I know Justin Herbert is going to take that and run away with it. I know he does. I know he is. And you all are going to see how how accurate and how right I was playoff game. He's still a young quarterback. You mean to tell me you don't think he's going to win a playoff game? You don't think he's going to have any success in the playoffs? Come on, man. It's going to happen. And when it does happen, you all are going to eat your words for disrespecting Herbert, talking about how much of a choker he is. Like I said, let's not forget the two teams out of the three teams that he has faced in the playoffs were violent defenses. Violent defenses. The Texans, the Patriots. So let's keep that in consideration. Violent defenses with a broken down offensive line. Yeah, I hear ridiculous people like Nick Wright say, "Oh, when he played the Texans, he had two of the best offensive tackles in the league." First off, Joe Watt wasn't rookie, so we got to take that into consideration. Yes, he definitely was one of the best tackles in the league still as a rookie. But if you know anything about football, see, this is why I'm telling you all to not some of these analysts, they're like politicians, man. They kind of, what they would do is they will exaggerate the truth, and they will overlook not the obvious facts, but they will overlook the specific, detailed, accurate facts that tells you the rest of the story. They will just tell you some of the story, but not all of it. So what they like, yeah, it is true that he had two of the best tackles in the league, but that doesn't mean that he had the best offensive line in the league, dummy. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what pisses me off about these analysts, when they will try to throw stuff out there to belittle and demonize a player. So if you're going to do that, I'm going to come after you and attack you as an analyst, whatever you want to call it. So what about the interior line? If you watch that game, if you know anything about football, which I don't think Anthony Wright does, because if you did, you will know that it's simple. The interior was terrible. That's what made the offensive line bad. That's why he got hit more than any quarterback in the entire league. The Texans, and you're talking about the Texans. So a violent defense like the Texans, you got Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, freaking Hunters, Bulls, busting through the interior of the offensive line, destroying Herbert. What do you expect him to do? With unreliable wide receivers, unreliable tight ends, you saw his players dropping balls left and right. What do you expect Herbert to do? And no reliable running game. What do you expect him to do? Patriots, same exact situation. Actually, worse situation. Why? His entire offensive line was gone. He didn't have anything to do. And then his running game, gone. Amarian Hampton had one snap. Nobody talked about that. The only thing they say is, oh, Herbert came up short. Patrick Mahomes has never put in those terrible situations like that, ever. And he's had Andy Reid his entire career. Let's have Herbert have Andy Reid his entire career. So that's what I'm saying. Now he's got Mike McDaniel. It's going to be in the story. That's all I got to say. And you guys are going to see how accurate I am about this Herbert take. I'm not going to let it rest, because how most people go out of the way of trying to slander Herbert, I'm going to go out of my way of telling y'all how he's the best quarterback in the entire NFL and how it's going to be proven. So we're going to end it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. This is all day, no days off. We'll be back very, very soon.